sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name's Beth, and if you're new, welcome. I have been working on a little hand project here. I purchased this linen fabric, pre-printed linen fabric on eBay. This little project was printed in 1974. It did not have any directions or any yarn. So what I did is I went on eBay and I found the same project that someone had finished, and I took a picture to give me an idea of the colors. I did have this yarn in my stash, and it was similar in color, so that is what I used to what I call coloring with thread, and this was a lot of fun to stitch on. I just chose different stitches as I went around, and I kind of hopped around from square to square. What I'm doing right now with this flower is I'm working on the outside of the flower and using a lazy daisy stitch, I call it. There might be another name for this stitch. And I came out and went right into the same place that my thread came out, and I went to the edge of the flower and wrapped my thread around, making sure that I was inside of that flower petal. And then I tighten it just a little bit and then go to the back of my fabric on the outside of that flower petal, and I just worked around, and when I was done I tied a knot in the back. I really liked the pattern printed on this fabric, and I had a lot of fun choosing the yarn and doing the different stitches. And right here in the center of that flower I was pointed to, I made a lot of French knots, and in this blue flower here I wrapped the yarn around my needle twice, and I pulled through, and there is my French knot for a pink center in that blue flower. Did work on it quite a bit for a few days, and then I visited my daughter, and as you can see I have made some progress, and this was a great project to have along with me while I was visiting and helping out with the grandchildren. And you can see I've got little blank areas that I need to go back and work on. Here's that old flower pot is called a satin stitch. Got a lot of lazy daisy stitches. I have some chain stitching, some stem stitching, just whatever I thought would fit best, and it was kind of fun just switching it up every time I worked on a different area of this little sampler type project. Here are some more of those lazy daisy stitches, and you can see that the vine or the stem of this little floral piece has some back stitching on it. It also has some French knots that I did in blue, and I'm really liking the way this little sampler is turning out. eBay is a great place to find some of these older kits. Some have been started, and like this one, I think someone had thought about starting it. They had gone around the edge of this linen fabric and did a little stitching to keep it from fraying, but they had never started the embroidery. So thankfully I was able to find it on eBay, and I'm going to finish it up very soon. So right here, all of my floral pieces, bouquets are complete. I really like the way this turned out. I have one more thing to do, and that is to cover all of those blue lines with either a stem stitch or a chain stitch or a back stitch, just a straight stitch of some kind. This is all the yarn that I have left, and I have this green from my stash that's kind of fuzzy. I used a little bit in this piece, and I also have some green and pink that I have more of, so I'm going to choose between the green and pink. Maybe you can let me know which of those colors you would think would look best on this. Here's another picture or video of that picture that I took from the computer, from the internet, of someone else's project, so that I could get an idea of colors. And I really like the way this is turning out. Next decision will be whether it will be a pillow or a wall hanging. So as I work, I'll be thinking about that, and just a little bit more stitching. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.